presenter says, "Tell us what you saw, Jean." "Well, I was waiting for the bus." "This was on Savile Park Road, yes?" "Yes, Savile Park Road. It was early." 6:30, wasn't it?" "About then. And I looked across the road, and I thought it was a bundle of rags too. But then I saw a shoe nearby." "A shoe, did you say? And what happened next?" The presenter asks. "Well, I went across the road, and I was about to pick up the shoe, you see, but then I saw the rags weren't rags at all, but a person. It was a young lady. I went up to her and, well, she was clearly dead." The voice of Jean Markham has started to tremble. "Go on, Jean." "Well, I ran back home to call the police." The traffic is moving again, though Rebecca barely registers this fact. She is finishing the news story in her head. It's leading to the inevitable outcome that she doesn't wish to hear, but she also finds herself unable to switch the radio off. It hadn't taken long to identify the victim of the crime, the presenter continues. A 13-year-old paperboy was crossing the playing fields, saw the police activity and recognised the same shoe seen earlier by Jean Markham as one belonging to his sister. He'd sprinted home to his mother and stepfather, and after checking her bedroom and finding it empty, they'd informed the police. "And last night we had confirmation of the distressing news," the presenter says, although he himself doesn't sound distressed at all. "After lying low for 322 days, the Yorkshire Ripper has struck again." The latest victim, the police had notified the public, was Josephine Whittaker, an innocent 19-year-old building society clerk. Rebecca switches off the radio. This one was Halifax, but most of the murders have been in Leeds. She thinks about her sister Eileen, walking back to her flat late at night. Rebecca knows Eileen does this, whereas she travels almost everywhere by car. Perhaps she should offer Eileen lifts home, wherever and whenever she needs them, or even buy her a car. She certainly can't count on Dan to look out for her. She'd met her sister's latest layabout when she babysat a few nights ago. She didn't like the lewd jokes Dan made in front of the twins before he and Eileen set off to get hammered in the pub. They weren't appropriate for kids who'd barely turned 10. It was sweet how Archie and Lindsay later lined up their dolls, puppets and other figures for an identity parade. Where did they learn about that? Rebecca approaches the majestic hotel on the Ripon Road. What makes the police so sure that the same man has struck again? There is information being withheld. She knows this is standard procedure in murder cases. Censuring herself for the thought even as it occurs, Rebecca realises that she'd like to know the details of whatever they're holding back. Chapter 2. 6 April 1979. Rebecca and Pamela had first met soon after Pamela's family moved to Leeds in 1961. On Pamela's first morning at Roundhay High School, the sixth form were informed that something terrible had happened in the Ferguson family during the summer, and that they were not to ask Rebecca about it. Later, another girl told Pamela precisely how Rebecca's dad had topped himself in their garage. Within weeks, Pamela and Rebecca had become firm friends. The two women embrace in front of the majestic hotel reception desk. Although Rebecca is still thinking about the news on the radio, she tells Pamela that they're going to have a ball. 1 or 2 minutes are spent cooing over the opulence of the grand lobby before they check into their rooms. Later that afternoon, they're sitting in Betty's tea rooms. They admire the rows of delicious-looking jam on the dark-panelled shelving and agree how terrific it is to be in contact once again. "It was nobody's fault we lost touch when you moved to Nottingham," Rebecca says, looking through the huge window into a